Hello, everyone, and welcome to Drinks and Discussions. I am your host, Brian, alongside my main man, my co-host, Mr. Marcus, as well. Hello, everyone.
Hold
and
on a
welcome
second. I gotta
to Drinks
always.
and Discussions. Always, I am your host, Brian, alongside my main. I'm gonna change that when I start off. I'm sorry for that echoing. Mr. Marcus, how are you, sir? How's it going, friend?
Yeah, I am good. Good. It's been a crazy week already.
Well, sir, I am glad to see you. I'm glad you were able to make it, in despite of all the craziness you got going on there. Change my camera here a bit. I hope my video comes across a little bit clearer now as well. Hello, everyone. Flaky Jake, Liz is actually on time. We appreciate your punctuality. We really, really do. Hello, Smitty.
That's because she's retired now.
That's true. And hello, just for fun. This is the second stream I've seen just for fun on today. We had the pleasure of seeing Miss Mandy's chat or stream today. So hello, just for fun. Sweet little face flashing up for there for a second. Oh, you saw my son up there. I do that all the time. Sometimes when I'm not even paying attention, I'm just clicking buttons. The video screen will disappear, and then you'll see baby boy. He's my screen saver still. You'll see his face pop up from time. Welcome, everyone. And we've got some other people out there. You're out there and you're viewing. Did I say hello, Smitty? Yes, I think I said hello, Smitty. I know Truth Teller is going to be here with us today. Thumper. Hello, Thumper88. Good to see you, my friend. And then I also think the conversation guy is going to be joining us tonight. We got some good things to talk about, Marcus. We got some really good things to talk about. And Jake's going to be here a little later as well. He was off of vacation, and they actually had him pulling up some other shifts. So he might be sleeping, but I made sure that he was the one who, but he knew that he was going to come up here for a little bit. He think he's going to, participate, but he's a little tardy. He's pulling a flaky Jake on us. He's pulling a Liz on us today. I don't know who Mandy Anderson is, but hello, Ernie Rose on Facebook. For some strange reason, by the way, if you guys are watching the stream and you see the comments go up on the screen, it used to be every comment. Oh, wait a minute. Let me change that. I just saw something. Maybe I just read something. I had just the Facebook comment showing, but I can actually push this little other section that says multi-stream. So I think maybe that was the one, but I still don't see them showing up. I'm gonna leave it like that for a little bit and see what happens. Hey, the conversation guy. I was just saying that I thought you were going to join us today. We're waiting a little bit before, I think Nick is going to be joining us as well. And if you're on Discord and you want to come in and be on the panel, feel free to jump on in. We'd love to have you. There's some really good, interesting things that we're going to be talking about. I hope you guys all have something to provide as far as your perspectives on these topics tonight. So I'm not seeing any of the chats now, so I'm gonna go back here and go back to this one. I don't know why that way. Anyway, what I was saying is, if you see the chats on the screen on the live channel, it's only Facebook chats. And by the way, Ernie Rose, I noticed that you are watching and following this stream on Facebook. And if you want to participate more with the other viewers, everyone else is primarily on YouTube. And if you're on the YouTube channel, which is Drinks Discussions, I'll actually put it in the chat. Do that over here. I guess I'll have to go to Facebook. I'm going to do that in Facebook, and then you can go over here to join everyone else on the YouTube channel if you want. If you don't, that's also entirely up to you. Marcus, what's been going on? You said you were doing a little gladiator challenge or something this past weekend. Is that right?
Yeah. My team and I, we were down in Austin area, probably more so the Pflugerville area to be more specific, this weekend for CG Game Finals 2022. Uh, it was it was fun. It was hard, and it was cold. So that's the night that the cold front came through. So when we woke up on Saturday morning, temperatures were in the upper 30s, low 40s, and it never really got warmer than 50, 52 that whole day. And to top it off, we had 10, 20 mile plus hour winds all day long. So you got the cold and the wind. It was just a brutal day, and this is an all day thing. So, but it was fun. It
Is
was
it
fun
is it
nonetheless.
is it a 1 day thing or is it multiple days?
No, it's a 1 day thing, and you have people flying in all over the country, and so you got the different age groupings. You got the men's teams, the women's teams, and you've got the co-ed teams, and within each one of those groupings, you've got like three or four different age divisions in each one. So you've got your top, your top 20 teams or your top 20 individuals in each of those age groupings from across the country that made the trip down there.
Hello,
So we
Hello, Truth Teller. By the way, I see Truth Teller has joined us.
What's up, truth teller? Liz is talking about me complaining about me being cold. That's why I'm wearing a beanie, Liz, and I got my jacket on.
Wait a minute, Marcus. Please tell me you haven't started your heater yet.
No. See, I've got this unwritten rule. If the calendar doesn't say December 1st, I can't turn on my heat yet.
Oh, brother, no,
I can't turn
no,
on my heat yet.
dude. I'm trying to tell you,
So,
man. I have been on my. Hang on. I've been on my heater's been on since I think. I want to say it's at least been a couple of weeks now.
I it says it's 58 degrees in my apartment right now.
It's how many degrees?
58.
Excuse me, man. You just made me choke on myself. 58. No wonder you build you're all bundled up, man. We have it. It's like it's 70, 71 right now in the house.
Yeah, I sleep in. When it's this cold, I sleep in. I sleep in long pajamas, long pajama pants, long pajama shirts, sweatshirts, and a beanie and socks.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
so
dude.
if the lady is with me, she ain't getting none.
I was like, it's cold inside here. It's cold. You know what? That's hilarious, by the way. I'm not gonna touch that one. I'm not gonna even touch it. No way, Michael. Um, I can't if it's too cold. I know a lot of times people in the wintertime, I mean the summertime. If it's cold, I can sleep really good. I don't like to sleep when I'm hot, but in the wintertime, it has to be just perfect temperature for me to sleep. Because if I get too cold, it's just not a good sleep for me at all. I'm tossing and turning, and it's not gonna be good for me. So anyway, what are you guys drinking out there in the chat? Talk to us. Let us know what you guys are having. Marcus, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what you're drinking while we get ready for Big Jake to join us, and also I believe Nick will be joining us, and maybe a few others will jump in as well.
Yeah, no, you know me. Nothing fancy here. I got my Mountain Dew Zero, so just a little caffeine, no sugar.
And Truth Teller said, don't forget your earmuffs, Marcus.
Oh yeah, no, I had my ear warmers and everything on Saturday during the day during the competition. Had the
Oh,
the long tights on, everything.
hey, Isabella is joining us. Glad to have you. Yeah, you don't want to, if you don't want to be a part of what's being shown on TV, you might as well join us and get away from all that nonsense. Oh, ciao. Good to see you.
Hold on one second, I'll be right back.
Okay. And Liz is saying that she is drinking a triple shot grande latte with one sweet and low. Isabella, I hope you got your Pinot Grigio. Thumper 88, I hope you've got the vodka. Food teller, conversation guy, what are you guys having this evening? And Schmitty, what are you drinking if you're drinking anything as well? I think True Teller, I think Marcus had to go get the earmuffs because he in his apartment, by the way. Let me tell you what I'm drinking, by the way. So I ended up, man, this is such a good thing. It's so good, but man, I think I had way too much of it on Sunday. And I'm not gonna say why, but I felt it the next day. And I had never had this before, but I've got a little left. I'm gonna finish it off. But this is something new, and it's called Calumet. It's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is not a whiskey bourbon; it is a bourbon whiskey out of Kentucky. And I'm trying to tell you guys, if you haven't had this, put it on your list of things to get. It is really, really smooth, but you're gonna feel it if you drink a lot of it. And I think I drank it for the Cowboys game. Thumper, don't say anything. The Cowboys lost, and I think I drank way too much of it after that, trying to nurse my sorrows away after that loss, that bonehead loss, which I blame the coaches for. But I'm not gonna get into it, Liz. I'm not gonna get into sports. I promise. Unless you want me to, then I will. I won't mind getting it. To all you beer and wine drinkers out there, how much of either did you have to drink before it stopped just tasting like sour grape juice hops to you? Because I've never reached that point. Uh, yeah, is that a thing? I don't. Beer still tastes great to me, and I don't think there's anything unless I got really sick and thrown up on something. I I'll still drink just about anything. Conversation guy, grab what you're gonna drink, man. You're gonna need it because I know after the chats we've had on the video, I'm surprised you haven't had anything to drink already. Hot chocolate, oh, that's not a bad thing. Truth teller, is it cold where you are? I'm assuming it's cold if you got some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate's always a good thing. And I also knew Liz was gonna say Axe Sports every time. I can't even say Cowboys. If I say Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys football, Axe Sports is coming right out. So I'm waiting on Marcus. I do want to tell you guys about the One Chip Challenge. Oh, there he is. He's right.
All right.
Back. Oh, Smitty's got the 2 gummies. I know what that means. 2 gummies. That'll get you right. So the One Chip Challenge. We want to do this live. I think it's just going to be comical. I think it'll be entertaining, and I don't want to be the guy that's sitting there and trying to do the challenge and then trying to, edit the video and going back. I want you guys to see it in all of our glory. And Jake's going to participate with us as well. Oh, by the way, cheers to everyone.
Cheers.
Truth Teller says it's cold, snow in the mid-20s with wind chill.
Goodness, nope, not for me.
So we have the chips, by the way. I know I've shown you guys this before. But we have the chips. Marcus has one. I've got one. Jake has got one. I believe I heard through the grapevine, and you guys have to verify this on some of these other channels, that, speaking of Jake, here he is, the one and only.
I feel like we need some like wrestling walk-up music when Jake arrives.
Hey.
I think
What's up, Jake?
Jake would like that wrestling walk-up music. And welcome to the stage, Big Jake. I don't know. I don't have the wrestling voice. I haven't watched wrestling, so I don't know if that's even close.
Sorry, I'm late, everybody. I kind of overslept there a little bit.
That's okay. I told them that you were back from vacation and you had to go in, and they've got a couple of shifts going your way too. So let them know that you're going to be late. We're glad to see you, nonetheless.
Camera's working there.
There you are.
Yeah, I got back from vacation. First day back, is always a drag. So plus we got a pretty big truck today. So
Yeah. It always sucks when you go on vacation and that's the fun part, but then you got to come back.
yeah, it's like good. Well, I didn't really go anywhere, but any time away from work's a vacation. But
Yeah.
uh, play Megadeth music. I don't know. I like Megadeth, but I don't know. I'm thinking some more like Amon Amarth, maybe like some Viking stuff, some Viking metal.
Let me find out. We're gonna all have our own theme music when we come on the screen. It's like each one of us at a time, popping up with our theme music. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
It's about damn time they turned my freaking heat on too.
You feeling the heat now, Mark? Look at
Yeah,
Marcus.
I got my the radiators are right behind my desk here, and I got my foot on it. It's starting to feel a little warm there, so I'm like, man, it's been like getting down to the 20s at night here, and it's getting pretty cool. And there's a draft, I think, that's coming from my AC unit. I got a plastic on it outside, but I might have to wrap it up in here too. And plus, the windows here kind of, I think they're not double pane glass. It's like really thin glass, so it's cold in here, man.
Well, look at Marcus. He's got his temperature set at, what did you say, Marcus, in your house?
Well, it's not set there. It's just the room temperature in the house is 58 degrees.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
No way, bro.
What's up, Nick?
What up, Nick?
Stuff.
Okay, so Nick, since you're here and Jake is here, Jake, by the way, I got a notification for whatever reason your chip is being delayed and it will be delivered tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I was looking outside my door a lot today. Like, where's it at?
And I don't know why. I didn't even give it an explanation. It just says your delivery is running late, and then all of a sudden it said, "Oh, now it's going to be done tomorrow."
Yeah, don't do it without me.
So that's what I was updating everybody today. So Nick, you're on and you're muted. I'm not sure if you're going to be on camera, but Nick also said that he was going to try his Indian tongue in the spice arena and jump in and do the Paqui One Chip challenge with us as well.
Yeah, buddy. Vegas Joker.
Hey, Vegas Joker. What's going on, Jake? Go ahead.
Let me address him on that. It's, dude, compared to the last game, it is super long, but I'll tell you what, so far it's been pretty awesome. A lot of exploring. So you will, if you haven't played it yet, it's pretty good.
Okay, Isabella is saying that the One Chip Challenge is going to tear us up. Now, here's my disclaimer. This is what I'm going to tell people. This is why I'm excited about this. I like spicy foods. I love spicy foods. When I go to the Mexican food restaurant, they give you the standard salsas. They also have a green salsa or extra spicy salsa that you can ask for if it's an authentic Mexican restaurant. And I always get some of that. And I even brought some home from our last outing. And I told my wife about it. And it is spicy, and I can sit up there and just eat that bad boy, no problem. So,
that I believe I've shared the story about how I ate a fresh ghost chili like right off the plant on stream, haven't I?
No, I haven't. No, I don't think so.
All right, so my friend's dad is a chef, and he likes to grow his own ingredients sometimes. And we were just hanging out one day at the house, just sitting outside. My friend made me it was like a $300-$400 bet that I grabbed the fattest pepper off the plant and just eat it. He threw the cash right on the table. He's like, "Right here, man, it's cash money. Grab the fattest one off there and eat it." He's like, you won't do it." I was like, I kind of need some money right now, so I walk over to the plant. Find the one. Pick the biggest one off there. And he's like, "Yep, this is it. I picked this one." So I stand over by the table with all this there, and I just chew it up, swallow it.
Wow.
Stick the whole tongue out, did like, look, see, I swallowed it. And
were you suffering after?
Oh, dude, you have no idea. The ghost chili, it's like $1.5 million of Scoville units.
Yeah.
See, the ghost chili I can do.
Well-
I've done the ghost chili.
Well,
My
this was
uncle
bef-
grows them in San Diego.
yeah, this was before they found out that the Carolina Reaper was the hottest pepper compared to the ghost chili. Now that was good. I was sweating. I was running around the yard. I jumped in the pool. That didn't even help. Yeah, so
How many of you have already done? Oh, sorry. I have a delay. Forgive me.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Nick.
I should have brought. Who has done the one chip challenge? Here, anybody here?
No one yet.
I've never done it, but I have a
Because-
feeling it's going to be just like eating the ghost chili, or
I-
worse.
I need to clarify. We have this restaurant by our house. It's I think it's Korean food. No, it's Taiwanese, and they have the spicy chicken, but it's not. It's not that it's too spicy. It's just I mean, it's spicy for most people, but even for me, it's not that it's spicy. It's just an unpleasant spiciness. But there's good spice, which even though it's hot, it almost gives you like this euphoric high. Like there's something about it. Even like we like the ghost pepper. The ghost pepper gives me that. Versus this place where it's just painful. Like my lips feel like got cut open, which is not something which I want to do. I got to research this before I commit to this one chip challenge.
Okay, so let me just make it clear to everyone, because I know Dumpers, like, everybody's helped us get to 200. Listen, we do a little marketing on ourselves for ourselves as well, and we're trying to get other people to come out here too. So we really appreciate your help, and we also appreciate every one of you guys and all your viewerships as well. I know a lot of people want to be doing other things on Tuesdays, but we appreciate that. So this is what I'm telling you, and this is why I am wanting to do this live for you. Two things why we can't do it tonight. One, Jake has one coming to him, and it has not arrived yet. So that's coming tomorrow. Then also, what I'd like to do is and Marcus and I both agree on this. I'm not sure about Jake, but I prefer not to do this at nighttime when we have to go to bed. And
Yeah.
and it might start like lingering. So what I am prepared to offer and announce is this. Tentatively, we are going to, and Jake, if you are available, Sunday mid-afternoon, we are going to be live doing the One Chip Challenge.
Oh, I didn't know you were planning it like this week. I haven't even ordered a chip yet. So I'm sorry. What day?
Sunday.
Might
You
have
can-
some plans with my dad, but I will let you know.
But
I
you can
will
also
let you
go,
know for
Nick, you can also go to other places. You can go to like a convenience store. I
Oh,
picked up one here.
Yeah,
They have a display for them.
I'm sure I could find it. Oh, I'm sure I could find it. I just don't want, like good spicy food. The next day when you go poop, like I don't want to be like trying to get myself a milk. What is that? You throw it up here. Am I trying to chicken out of this?
It sounds like you're trying to
I
check
think
out.
I might be.
I think you're
I know
trying
it
to have
does,
this.
doesn't it?
Mhm.
Well, some people are
really
like, some people try drinking milk or eating ice cream, and doesn't help. Now, the worst thing you could possibly do is drink pop while you got that kind of
Yeah.
spicy stuff in your mouth. 'Cause if you drink pop when you're eating spicy food, that just because the carbonation just makes it worse.
Yeah, the carbon dioxide reacts with it, and
Mhm.
like your taste buds don't like the two together.
Yep.
So I just want to clarify because I showed my wife her live stream from last Tuesday. I was like, hey, look, I met these cool people, and she said I looked bored because I kept on looking this way and this way. That's just me going squirrel because I'm on campus and I just saw my students there, and so when I'm looking away, it's not because I'm bored. I am listening to you.
Yeah,
In case-
still good.
Anybody thought that?
So that's the only problem. I just don't want to do it at nighttime, just because, like what Nick said, I'm worried about. I don't think I can. I think I'll handle the spice. I'm just worried about the after effects, the digestion of the whole thing. And if
Yep.
I go to bed and I'm gonna be it's gonna be a restless sleep. I don't know if it's gonna make me have to go to the bathroom or not. I don't know, but I prefer to do it in the afternoon. where I can lay on the couch and my wife can laugh at me and still bring me some ice cream if I need to, if that's the case.
So you'd rather be shitting a volcano while you're awake rather than when you're asleep. Okay.
Absolutely right.
Well, does the packaging have a seal on it? You gotta
Yes.
set some rules here because immediately I was like, oh, I wonder if I could just take the chip out.
No. You gotta. It has to be still sealed in the wrapper.
Yep, it's still sealed.
The box can be open because I did open my box, but it has to be, and it has to be the 2020.
Hey, forgive me, that's how to cheat.
2022 one, not the red box. It has to be the blue box.
Why am I getting some strange feeling that it's gonna taste straight up like you just grabbed a dirt clod from outside and put it in your mouth because it's got all that extract on it?
I've seen people throw up.
It's just gonna straight up taste like dirt and just.
But I suspect that perhaps people are having the overly ridiculous reactions just for clicks and views. Just suspect. Like, I think, who was it from the plot hole? I think it was JL from the plot hole. Like, he showed his friend, and he was like, at the gas station. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
I've seen a lot of different channels that I watch and that have done it, and
I have too.
And they're like outside in their yards, literally like turning on the hose and like dousing their whole face down with the hose. I'm like,
I've seen kids do this thing. I've seen some kids with their parents do this thing. I mean, I researched this and I've looked at video after video after video. And then when you watch one, of course, YouTube keeps putting them on your feed. So if I see one that looks like it's going to be funny, I start watching it. But I have not seen one that actually says we're going live to do this. That's why I want to do it. I want to do it live. I don't want to record it and then video and then post a video. I want our live reactions for everybody out there. If they want to clip it and share it and make fun of us later, feel free to do it. But I want to be live when we do this.
Okay, real quick. Thumper, we're not wussing out. Brian's sending me one that hasn't got here yet. We're all going to do it together. And then Vegas Joker is absolutely right. Wear gloves. Don't touch your face.
Yeah.
I mean, I've eaten just basic, hot wings before, just with Frank's Red Hot on it, and being stupid, touch my eyes, and that's bad. So
I took the Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know if you guys have Buffalo Wild Wings where you are, but there's a Buffalo Wild Wings challenge. I did that.
I got B-dubs out here.
Have you ever done the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge where they give you like the really, really super hot ones?
The Atomic Wing Challenge? Is that what that is?
Yes.
I haven't done it, but my brother-in-law has, and yeah, he said it was pretty rough. It's like I think it was ghost chili sauce with some kind of scorpion extract in it or something. I think that's what it is. But he said it's pretty rough. Yeah. We got B-dubs all around here, man. This place is awesome.
I had at a
Breaking up, Nick, and Frozen.
There's a Japanese restaurant close to my house. It's a shabu shabu thing, and they have these things called hot. And like sorry. Let me know when you can see me.
You're kind of jumpy, Nick.
Yeah, you're jumpy. Like your internet connection is bad. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't know. There's this thing where they say you have to wait at least 5 minutes before you could take milk and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even going to say that we are locked into that. I'm just saying we're going to do it. And if you can last, you can last. But if you can't, and even if you put it in your mouth and you start just spitting it out, because I heard it tastes bad. I heard it's not a good chip. It's just really, really spicy. So
I think that's like, if you eat it, there's like a 5 minute or a 10-minute afterburn. I think that's what it says on the back.
Yeah. But so the longer you go, the longer it's supposed to kind of, dissipate. But
it goes away.
I'm in it for the long. I'm gonna see how long I can go without milk or ice cream or anything. I'm ready to go.
I feel like if I can handle a ghost chili, man, I can handle this, but I got limits. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Live will be fun. That's a good idea. I think that will get kind of funny.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, I just want to make sure you guys are clear. we appreciate the viewership. We appreciate you guys subscribing and getting us to where we want it to be. We still got a long way to go. Hopefully, we'll still have your support. We're not wussing out. As Jake mentioned, we just don't have the chip for Jake to participate. If Nick is going to do it, he should have a chip by Sunday. And then Marcus and I had to coordinate because Marcus was out of town this past weekend doing some other things, and we just wanted to make sure that we could coordinate. We wanted to do it where Marcus and I were at the same place. And then we also know that there's a lot of people traveling coming up because next week is Thanksgiving week. There might be a lot of people taking off. There's going to be a lot of travelers. So we might not even be able to have it on Tuesday or show on Tuesday. So we're trying to do it on Sunday instead of having to push it out a whole other week and have you guys waiting to see if we're...
And work's going to be crazy, man. Like we're already, it's crazy. Like I had to pull away from what I was doing to go help another department.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got that out of the way. I'm glad that you guys are on board and interested in watching us do this, and I hope you feel sorry for our internal organs when we do this.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I have seen two before we move on. I have seen a couple of videos where people have actually gone to the emergency room after they've done this, but those are people who are just no way can't handle anything.
Yeah,
Marcus could actually not turn his heat on for a couple of more weeks if he eats the one chip challenge.
Is that like that corn-fed part of the nation where like McDonald's chicken wings are the spiciest thing they've ever had?
Probably. So I got a question. I want to ask you guys what you guys want to talk about. Two things. One, and the conversation guy and I have been talking about this, and I think Truth Teller as well. Oh, cheddar biscuits, by the way. Don't even get me started. That's delicious.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
So we
stop.
You told me to stop?
I was about to say Cheddar Bay biscuits, man. Just stop. I'll have to get off here and go get some.
That sounds pretty delicious. So I wanted to if you guys haven't seen the video, I posted a video today about something that's newsworthy and been going around the last 2 or 3 days. And it is about a teacher who said some of the most awful things to, I want to say, middle school students that I have heard in a long time. If put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the video I posted today and you know what I'm talking about.
I can't put a 1 because I can't see the chat. I saw your post. I haven't seen the video yet.
Yeah, I saw you post it, but I ain't watched it yet.
I can play.
I warn you.
If you want,
I have a very strong opinion about K-12 teachers who do bad things.
I'm glad you joined because I really wanted to get your perspective on this. I really did. Should I play it for those who have not seen it real quick? I mean, it's not a very long video. Let me do that real quick. If you guys will, bear with me here real quick.
Oh, my hair looks good today.
All right.
Yeah, it does.
Here we go.
So does mine.
Yes. Well, your hair always does.
I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh, you guys see me after 12 hours.
Wait, no,
My hair still looks like it's 12 hours.
Hey, look.
I'm sure you can hear my voice lecturing all day.
no, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I think
Very
everybody
loud.
thinks that, but just
Joking
not
with my
honest
mom.
about
She's like, why don't you do like the Vikings
Did
ring?
I
Like,
say I
kind of
don't like
shave it on
people?
both sides.
Wait, so you said you
bleed it
are
all the way
what?
back. I was like,
Well, you know what? I don't know if I can see it.
Can you guys hear over these guys talking, or do I need to start that over?
There's the
Did you guys hear
sorry,
it?
Brian.
Did you guys hear
I
it?
thought we were.
Restarted because I can't. Wait. I gotta mute myself, and I gotta go on YouTube to watch it because I can't.
Okay, well, I'm going to just play it, and then I'll come back to you. It's only 56 seconds, so I see Mr. B has got some things that he wants to talk about, so I really want to get back to Mr. B as well. So let's play it real quick, and be right back.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh.
Let me finish.
Come back to this.
So white is better than all.
No, let me finish.
Go
You finish.
ahead.
I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about
Hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of colors.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only think
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are
You
racist?
saying you're like
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist.
I did. Yeah, I'm
Say
trying to be
it.
honest.
Yes, I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
Are
racist.
you showing it, Brian?
Put your phone up.
I respected you.
I'm
I
putting my
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting my
now
phone up.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Put it up.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
You know, you should have more respect because
I'm going to give you guys a moment because if you didn't see it, like because of the delay, it's still probably playing. I'm going to stop talking and just kind of let it continue playing on this. Did you guys see it? It's been playing?
Yeah, it wasn't coming up on here, so I had to watch it there. But oh, wow, that's a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory how that guy was being, but still, I mean, that's to your students, man. That's kind of that. No, that ain't cool. Now, Nick might have a big of a stronger opinion. So, Nick,
Yeah, go ahead.
floor is yours whenever you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted. And also, before you start, Nick, I just want to say this. The teacher said, they asked him repeatedly, so you're racist? And he said, yes. He said that he's saying the things out loud that most people are afraid to say. So I know Mr. B is saying he's talking about ethnocentric is about ethnicity and not race. This guy, who is an academic professional, is still in the wrong by saying that even if his ethnicity is superior to someone else's, that is still unacceptable behavior.
Yeah. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think anybody's race is more superior to the next. I think we're all equal. We all bleed, breathe, and eat, sleep, shit the same. We're all humans in my eyes. But if you're a teacher and you're telling that to your students, that's wrong. But I mean, it seems like they're coming back at him and being like, yeah, it's telling him that, he's basically wrong. I mean,
Marcus?
if you need to keep that shit to yourself. If you're really like that, don't rub that poison off on your students, man.
Yeah, I think he was right when he said that a lot of people think that and they just don't say it. I think he's right when he says that, but I'm not sure. It's just weird that he felt okay saying that. I mean, we don't have the whole context of, and not that it makes it right, but we don't have the whole context of what was going on in class, or what led up to that subject, or what led up to that conversation. Because he didn't say anything about the camera being on him. He didn't say, "Stop recording me," get the camera out of my face, or anything like that.
He said, "Turn the camera off." He said, "Turn the camera off."
Oh, he did? Okay. I missed that then. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know.
So here's my little take for just a small segment here. I like the fact that he was so forthcoming with his racist rhetoric, because I want to know these people. I don't want them lurking in the dark. I want to know and have them exposed for who they really are. So this guy who's probably been in this profession for a long time, you don't know how many people he's seen, scribbling a swastika on their notepad, and he said, "Hey, come here, let me show you something and teach you more," and kind of basically ingrain more of this racist rhetoric into these impressionable students. I want these people to be called out for what they are and exposed. And you might say this is cancel culture or freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff. Freedom of speech comes with a heavy price, and that is repercussions.
Mhm. You know, what did I hear him say? He's like, everybody is racist in their own way. I mean, that's true, but you have it in you to bring that part of yourself out. But I do agree with what you're saying. It's good that he brought it out because now people know that he's that kind of person, and if they're gonna try to have this kid or this guy as their teacher, they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, he's a racist white guy. I'm not gonna let my kid in his class. I mean, that'd be me personally, because like I said before, you don't teach that kind of poison to your children. It's not right.
I'm not sure.
Like,
Go ahead,
no, I was finished. Go ahead.
Nick, Marcus.
I don't think I can comment on it. You want to know why?
Why?
Well, let me say this first. That's not something I would say. And if my student's teacher ever said something like that, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Now, he said his ethnicity is superior, which, I mean, if you want to be academic about it, I mean, there's really no such thing as race. I mean, it really does come down to ethnicities and stuff like that. I mean, it's. But what I would like to point out is, what grade was this? This is junior high, right?
I
Middle
it
school,
didn't
yeah.
say. I think it was middle school. Yeah.
In middle school, so yeah,
It was
junior
middle
high.
school.
Now I know when I was in middle school, being from what my campus calls a person of color, a term which I disagree with, but just for the sake of what we're discussing, most of my students didn't look like me. And in retrospect, I look back and go, yeah, some of my teachers looked at me strange because I had a funny looking name. Even though I went by Big Nick, and they were flawed people.
Well, look at it.
But if I could finish, what I wanted to point out was the first time I heard the student say, "I'm going to take out the video camera and record." Okay, that's fine. That should be happening. Like I tell my students, they can record all they want. Because you're right. With freedom of speech comes responsibility, and I don't think like that, so I don't say things like that. But context does matter. And again, the reason why I don't want to talk about this too much, because when I say context matters, you can see how easily they say, "Oh, what, are you an apologist for this person?" No, I'm not. I'm not. But we've taken some things to such an extreme. Maybe this is not the best example, but I've seen other examples around the country where a teacher has done something, the teacher has given an assignment, which, yeah, this knee-jerk reaction, kind of like what happens on YouTube. Like, oh my God, you said the wrong thing once. It happened to me today, just today in a meeting. I said something which I clearly wasn't meaning. It was just, I couldn't think of the right word. I won't even go into it. It doesn't even matter, but it was something so stupid. But I was like, oh, I can see how somebody could take that the wrong way. And again, I'm not defending this person. Yeah, what he said was wrong. But I did like what you said, Brian. What I really hate about YouTube and Facebook and all of this, we're going to cancel people for saying racist things. I want to know who the racist people are. Because my neighborhood, if I go outside and I start using the N-word and this and being a racist, they would all throw me as an outcast. You know what? Behind closed doors,
Right.
they're not such good people. And I want to know who those people are. Otherwise,
Maya Angelou is the poet who said this, and correct me if I'm wrong. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. This is the problem I'm having with when people try to look in and have this argument about semantics. Well, he didn't really say white. He didn't say I was racist or all these types of words. When have you ever heard of the word ethnic cleansing before? Listen, I know you guys are intelligent individuals around here, so I'm just going to tell you, when have you ever heard that type of word being used? It's not a word to be used if you don't mean that you are a hateful individual, you don't believe that other races belong, or you're superior to other races and groups and all this other thing. It's a hateful term to use, folks.
Yeah. No, I agree. Point taken. That might have come out incorrectly. And you're absolutely right, because when you say one's race is superior, that implies that somehow or other ethnicity is superior, that somehow they have less rights than your ethnicity, which is absolutely not true. Um, I think if it happened at the university level, I would probably argue the contact stuff, because university is a place where you're supposed to be challenged. A junior high class is not a place where you're going to try to, because I had professors who intentionally say something so offensive just to see how the class would react, and he would force us to defend our opinion. And out of context, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that." It was part of the lesson. Junior high is not the place to have that, because junior high students are just, especially it sounded like, based on the school which he was teaching at, not the place for it. You're in the wrong place, buddy. You're in the wrong profession. Get the hell out of there.
Well, I kind of want to know more about Mr. B was saying something about how, he said the example was, if somebody since 1991, Ethiopians and Kenyans have won 26 of 29 long distance marathons. Is it valid to say that they have a superiority to stockier, larger white Europeans? That's about health and endurance. It has nothing to do about your ethnicity. If a Kenyan trains to be really good at what they do, which they do, they run a lot and they train. And then he said something that I'm just needing a little explanation on, because he then says, what about the NBA? To me, Mr. B, that sounds a little racist there, because you sound like some people who always said, when I was growing up, if you ran fast, you had a larger thigh bone or extra thigh bone or something like that. If you can jump higher, and black people. Marcus, you've heard these things before, I'm sure, as well. Marcus played football. And when you have some of these people, and I'm sorry, if you didn't know this was racist, I'm here to point it out to you, to let you know, this is real racism. Saying that you don't like when you're talking about the MAGA nut jobs out there, or you disagree with someone on their political viewpoints, that's intellect. You're combating each other against intellect, or your political preference against political preferences. That has nothing to do with your race. So the people who are out there who want to, throw these things out because you don't like what they like, or you don't believe what they believe, and they want to toss the racism word out there, that's just moronic to me. That doesn't make zero sense. And then when you have these people who are like chomping at the bit and following around, yeah, that's right. Come on, I'm pointing out to you what racism, blatant racism, is.
Can I point out something that I have kind of a different opinion about? It's Mr. B says it's genetics. I mean, I don't know about that. That's like saying that. I mean, I don't know if it's a touchy subject. That's like saying that someone has it in their genes to go and rape women. Because there's no links between genetics and those kinds of things. I mean, I don't think that there is. I might be wrong. There very well could be. I'm not saying there's not. But I just don't think that it is a genetic thing. I don't believe it, but
Jake, not to interrupt you, you actually brought up a really good point.
No, you're good.
And this is something which has happened in academics. Okay, there's in academics we try to look at everything just facts, research, this, and then it leads us to some conclusion. There is something called scientific racism, but I will say that in some respect we've taken it so far that we can't even have an open discussion about it. For example, it actually happened here on our campus, and it's not that I didn't support it. I mean, yeah. But it was like, beneath the skin, we're all the same. All of our genes are the same. No, they're not. They're not the same. And this is why 23andMe exists. This is why we can look at our genes and say what parts of the world we come from. And it is also true, I mean, this is an academic fact, that certain populations, are more prone to certain diseases, less prone to certain diseases, have, different features, this and that. Now, of course, people will take that as racist. But no, it comes back to this culture, what it's called, nature versus nurture. I'm a firm believer that as a Homo sapien sapien, it doesn't matter what part of the world you came from. I mean, of course, the part of the world has different environments and stuff like that. But on the academic campus and in science, it's almost become impossible to even discuss it. It's become even just impossible to discuss it. For example, statistics. Now, you can interpret statistics whichever you want, and yes, people interpret statistics to perpetuate scientific racism, but the actual statistics themselves are not lies. And that's what I think of what I was trying to say before is like I can't even comment on this because no matter anytime we get into an academic debate about touchy subjects, there's always going to be someone who says, "Oh, you're this, you're that," woke culture, blah blah blah. I'm going to cancel you. In academics, that shouldn't exist. We should be able to have free, open discussion, and I think when it comes to genetics, we're not able to do that. And I'm not advocating that any one set of genes are more superior to another. No, that's not the case. There are billions of examples which show the contrary. Say that a certain. Let me just finish so everybody's clear about this. Saying that a certain group of people are somehow better at basketball versus another ethnic group, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous.
So here's what I'm trying to do, and I want to make sure everybody's clear. I am not calling anyone that's in the chat or up here on the panel as racist. What I said to Mr. B was when you started talking about the Kenyans and then you referred to the NBA, I wanted clarification because it sounded like the same racist rhetoric I've heard growing up and then having the thigh bone. And I asked Marcus if he heard similar things as an athlete playing football. So don't take this as a name calling session. Everybody dial it down a notch. If you're not a racist, we should be able to have this conversation without anybody crying, pointing fingers, or rage quitting here. I want to make sure everybody understands that this is a place that you can speak on this subject without the temperatures going way up high.
And they shouldn't.
And then this is what I also want to tell everyone. As a grown man, it still surprises me that people say things that they still are not aware is racist. And let me just say this as a point. I was on another stream, and someone, and I'm not going to, bring up another part of why this was being said, but I think Nick knows what I'm about to say when I start saying it. Someone on that panel called a black person boy, and they did not understand the connotation of calling a black man a boy. And I don't know if they were I wasn't part of the discussion. I just heard this secondhand through another channel, and I was just kind of like, wait a minute, how do people not know calling a black man a boy? It does not have racial connotations. You might not mean it racist. I'm not saying that, but that is a racist connotation to call a black man a boy.
You said something interesting. Intention. I learned something. Look, I grew up privileged. Even though I look different than everybody else, I mean, I think the great equalizer is money. If you grow up with wealth, generally, it's a culture. But it's intention. And I was taught, teaching at the university I do, which is very diverse. I mean, California is very diverse. That I couldn't say that I'm not prejudiced. I don't think any of us can legitimately say that. It's just part of evolution. We like our own tribe. It's just happening. But what I do is I always say I could do better. I could do better. I never believed in this whole microaggression BS or, you're doing that. Well, I say BS because of how I used to believe. And then I took this course. It was a faculty development course on equity and grading. And I view university students based on the way my parents taught me how to use, like at the university, you get all A's, you're perfect, you this. And then I came to a university where we had many first generation students. Doesn't matter whether white, black, yellow, this, blue, pink, whatever. But they all had one common denominator, economically disadvantaged. And I realized, I go, you know what? I am grading them as if they came from privilege. I'm always trying to be better at it. We're not perfect. And so when somebody says something like, okay, why are they so many, why are they so many Indian Americans in the NBA? It doesn't necessarily mean that person is racist. It just means they're uninformed. When the George Floyd thing happened, all our campus wanted to have these meetings and this kumbaya moment. And you know what I said? I said we need to give. Everybody said we need a safe space for people. I said we need a safe space for the people who actually believe that if somebody who's not the same ethnicity as me is walking down the street, that I clutch my purse tighter. That I call the police on somebody who looks suspicious. We need to give them a safe space to express their fears, and then explain to them, look, no, what you're feeling is, feelings are real. They're not rational. But if you shout them down, if you kick them off the internet, you kick them off YouTube, you know what it does? It festers. And then we get 45.
So I would be
45 was that cancer erupted from the skin.
I would be remiss not to mention, because I was having this conversation with Mr. B on the side chat, and he kind of clarified a couple of points here, and I want to bring it to the light to everyone else. His point is this: that it is a genetic fact that the Ethiopian and Kenyan legs are 400 grams lighter than Europeans and 8% more energy efficient, and that is related to their genetics. And his question was, is it okay to say that they are superior? My response to that is no, it's not okay to say that they're superior. Not every Kenyan is going to outrun a European. Not every European is going to lose to a Kenyan. They might be dominant in a sport when they have qualified and trained athletes to run these marathons, but there have been times when Kenyans have not won marathons. There have been other individuals that have run and competed and won these types of events. So when you say that they're superior because of their genetic makeup, I just don't buy it.
Yeah. I think there's something in between. Like, for example, my genotype, my cranial size is larger than European. Okay. One of my great friends on campus, he's from Germany, orders of magnitude more brilliant than I am. And I'm not just saying that like, oh, I'm selling myself short. No, he's a genius. Genetics, of course, plays a factor in some things. But humans, our brain is really complex. We're not limited to that. And what I'd say to Mr. B, as a scientist, data. Just give us data. But remember, statistics don't tell you anything. It's the interpretation of those statistics.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Statistically, yeah. Northern Indians have larger brains than Eastern Europeans.
It helps establish it helps establish probable cause. That's what statistics do. But I get it. Listen, this is not about the Kenyans and running marathons. I wanted to take the temperature down, and I just want to tell everybody this. If we all agree that this teacher was out of line,
I agree.
Then that is
100%.
What I think we are all trying to achieve here. I think we're all trying to achieve, and we're in a climate now where people are saying, don't teach this in school, take away the books in school, and do these things in school. Those same individuals, I'm expecting to have the loudest voice when they see this video. Right?
Yeah.
Aren't you expecting to have those same individuals who say we should not have these books, we should not have these things taught? They should be screaming up in arms.
They should be.
That this is happening to our youth. And I'm with the conversation guy and a couple of other truth tellers. Those kids handled it way better than I expected them to. I thought they were mature in the way they handled his rhetoric, and just the fact that they were like, I don't even respect you anymore. And by the way, there is an update. He was suspended, but now he has since been fired from his job.
And so obviously he didn't teach at the LAUSD because, I don't think he'd get fired for that. Unions, but that's a whole other debate.
So anyway, I want to apologize if Mr. B, if you thought that I was coming at you in a way that was, you thought I was calling you a racist. I did not. I want to apologize for if you thought that, if I said something or misspoke. and it sounded as if I may have been saying that. I apologize for that. That is not my intentions, and I did not mean it to come across that way. You know that we can have our discourse without having to resort to name calling, and I don't want you to feel as if I was projecting upon you. Yeah, and those kids were laughing at them and all that kind of stuff. It was fine. It was funny, and funny how
That
they
means
reacted. Funny.
their parents trained them well. You know, I've had teachers which I've stood up to at that age. I remember once I got sent to the principal's office for saying, "Wait a minute, parallel lines do cross longitude." I got sent to the principal's office, got all angry. My dad bought me a new computer that evening. He goes, "Yeah, of course they can cross if it's on a speeder. Two-dimensionally they can't, but three-dimensionally they can."
Well, it's also funny because this comes right on the heels. I'm sure you've all seen the Kentucky student who has been barred from the campus from here into eternity for calling another black student the N-word and trying to assault her, whether she was drunk or not, because she's also had some negative things to say about, people who are dating black men in one of her tweets. So she was a racist when she was sober and as well as when she was drunk. And this on top of that is it's weird to see this kind of things still happening with among our youth. When I see
Well, parents.
well,
I
it's
was just gonna
yeah.
say that's
Go ahead, Marcus.
no. I don't have anything to add. I was just gonna echo that. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from the home.
That would actually be an interesting topic. You know, if you say something when you're intoxicated, can you explain it away with intoxication, or is in wine there's truth? Like, does the real person come out? Because I know I've said such stuff when I've been intoxicated, which I clearly don't believe. Clearly, I mean, not when it comes to race or anything like that, but just being a general a-hole. That's what bar fights are. But I've seen quite a few of these college students sort of get canceled. I mean, this happens even here at our university where they say that stuff. It's like, you're expelled, you're this or that. It's like, well, some of these people are right out of high school. It's the first time they've gotten drunk.
Well,
You can say the most horrible things even sober too. I mean, you don't have to be drunk, but it's whether you want to be like, when someone calls you out, whether you want to take responsibility for it or deny it is what's yet to be seen, I believe. Like, yeah, I said that, I did that, and just deal with the consequences. But some people are just like, no, I didn't do it. I didn't mean it. Please, I swear. Like, but that doesn't change the fact that you still did what you did or said what you said. You should still own up to it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too. Just because you call out racist behavior in someone else doesn't mean that you're a racist. So if I go out there and I say this teacher's a racist, because the teacher is white, that does not make me a racist for calling out this racist behavior.
No.
And that is what we've seen. And if you look at the comments from the video I posted today, there was a comment that the Conversation and I and the Truth Teller were going back and forth with, and they were like, "Oh, you think that only white people are racist? I bet you believe that black people can't be racist too," or something like that. And I'm like, "What is going on?" So instead of condemning an act of just racist and deplorable behavior, they want to point fingers other directions to kind of go, wait a minute. This person over there was racist that one day. Nobody say anything about that guy. Instead of, hey, this is bad behavior. Why is this going on in our schools?
I mean, anybody from any walk of life, from any ethnicity, any race, any culture has it in them to be racist or bigoted or anything. It doesn't matter where you come from. I mean,
Absolutely.
you, like I said before, you have that in you. You just have to be like, okay, do I want to be like that, or do I want to be part of the people that embrace other people's ethnicities, religions, races, or anything like that?
So here's another. It's kind of a good segue into our another topic, and I kind of want to just turn the temperature down a little bit and move on to something else,
Yeah.
if I may. When you have someone who's misstepped, and I hope that you guys all feel comfortable with me too, because if we're on this panel and I slip and say something that I didn't mean to say, and because we're going so fast and we're trying to read and we're trying to do all these things, like what does loyalty mean to you guys? And I'm going to be upfront and honest with you because I stole this. I stole this topic from our Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night panel. They talked about it on their original uh, pilot episode, and they're going to be talking about more about these types of things on their next episode. But I saw it and I said, you know what? I've got friends that I'm loyal to. I'm loyal to my family and all this kind of stuff. But loyalty, and me and Marcus were talking about this before we came on, it can have a negative connotation to it as well as a positive connotation. I kind of wanted to know how you guys and everyone else in the chat feel about loyalty, what it really means to you.
Marcus, you first, man.
Oh, hold on. I'm y'all circle back to me. I'm distracted right now. Hold on.
What does loyalty mean to me? Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
Let me add a little. Go ahead.
I was always told, trust nobody but the man in the mirror, but that's definitely a tricky one for me, because when I find somebody that I can completely trust and let them into my circle, I'm just hoping that I put a lot into them, and I'm like, I trust this guy, but how do I know that, a couple months down the road, or like a year or two down the road, he's not going
Let me
to
tell
find something out about me, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with him. I'm going to do something bad or something.
I'm gonna ask you.
It's kind of tricky for me. It's definitely.
Let me share something with you. Let me share something with everybody about Jake and what he's saying, because he's trying to be coy. Jake is a very hard act to follow. I mean, he's a hard case to hard nut to crack, should I say? And
I am.
I've known Jake on the internet for, I would say, close to a year now. We've been
Almost
doing these
a year.
shows. And I just probably I think it was last week, I just got Jake's phone number.
Yep.
That's how close. that's how Jake is just like, hold on, I know you, but I don't know you, and I had to ask him for his phone number because I was just like, okay, wait a minute, we know each other better than this. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just hand it out willy nilly, but we've talked behind the scenes, and we've
Right.
got to know each other, and things like that. And I feel like you've never wronged me in any way, and I've never done that to you either. So there's a level of trust there, and I feel like, yeah, I'm comfortable, and especially on here, I can share things with people that normally I wouldn't. So, and I believe I've told you a couple things too, and
Oh, yeah.
and I don't like telling people. I don't like laying my burdens on other people, but usually people that would sit and listen to me, even those small petty things that I worry about, the people that would sit and listen, because I do that with other people that need my help too. Like if they want to vent or something, I'll sit there and just listen to them. And they tell me, yeah, I trust you, and I don't, anything that, like, even private conversations like the ones we have are between you and me, and you trust me not to tell people what we talk about, and I trust you not to tell people what we talk about. There's that level of trust, and yeah, just to me, it's all about trust. If I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me to let people in, but
Nick is.
I'm trying to word it the best I can. I mean, I'm just.
Wait, so here's my question. I mean, this is why, and I'm going to talk about some things that are going in the chat real quick. That Isabella is saying, country loyalty, may not agree with politics all the time, but but she is protective of country. Very well said. And True Teller is saying it's hard to put into words. The conversation thinks that the only true loyalty will mostly either come from your family or your pet. What are you laughing at, Marcus?
I always get loyalty from a
Yeah,
pet.
y'all giving out your number
Hey,
8675309.
so Mr. Big said, Brian, I want your number, and then he says it's a joke, which I knew was a joke, and then I put in the number, and I don't think he got the joke with my joke.
Yeah.
That's what number I would have put in the 8675309.
I know. Isn't that funny? I thought that was hilarious. Hopefully, Mr. B, you can't read the number. You got to sing the number, and then you're like, oh, okay. And by the way, I am opening up my other bottle, and I just got this other bottle of Maker's Mark. And whoever put the wax on this bottle was very good and very diligent at their job. I had to pry this bad boy open. The wax was on there so thick.
It's not the traditional red wax. Is that a different kind of?
It's blue and silver because it's the Cowboys. We're in cowboy country, playa.
Oh, no way. I never saw that. It's red out where I am. It's always red. I've never seen a different color wax.
Nope, you can't get this any other place except for at my house. I get these special made just for me. I'm just kidding.
That is
I'm just
awesome.
kidding. You can get them. I think you can get them anywhere here.
But yeah, in a nutshell, loyalty means a lot to me, because if I really want to get to know you and I put a lot of trust in you and I open myself up and bring you into my life, then yeah. Then
really quick,
if you're catching my drift. I mean, I'm trying to not be so.
I got you.
Trying not
really
to
quick.
around the bush.
If I could answer that question, just because I have to go to my class, let me tell you something about loyalty. There are only very few people who I have absolute 100% loyalty to, and that's my family. I think I froze. Can you all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a big YouTube brouhaha yesterday about loyalty and all of this, but look, I absolute loyalty to my family, and because of that. So there's only been one woman in my life who's broke my heart. My ex-girlfriend, her name is Tracy. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's one of those things like the first woman you love, you never love a woman like that again. Or maybe that's just me.
No, I get you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, she broke up with me. This movie Moulin Rouge came out, and as soon as I was like, oh my God, my gift is your song. And so I sent it to her. But of course, my addictive side of me. So then she finally realized her mistake and wouldn't get back with me. And so, she sent me like a Blu-ray of Moulin Rouge. Oh my God, this song thinks of you and this and that. Anyways, became really good friends after, and we're still really good friends. So she texted me and said, hey, do you want to go see Moulin Rouge on Broadway? Now, my current wife, my wife, yeah, I know.
She might not be your current wife tomorrow. What's going on here?
No. My wife, she always knows. She doesn't get jealous. She doesn't do that. She has this firm belief. It's like, look, and this is what my friend says. Like, how did you marry somebody so smart and so intelligent and so beautiful? It's like, well, because I'm loyal. So I told her, I go, hey, my friend Tracy called and she wants to go see Moulin Rouge, which I've been trying to get my wife to go. My wife hates Moulin Rouge. And she's like, oh, go with her because of loyalty. She knows when it comes to loyalty, family always comes first. And I'm not going to get into the brouhaha about whatever the YouTube drama is. But anybody who says loyalty to family comes first, that's just the way it is. So anyways, with that, I got to leave you. Thank you. If you're still on when I get home, I'll just stop by or say hi. Brian, as always, Marcus, good to see you. Jake.
Good to see you, Nick.
I might be lurking in the chat while my students work on the experiment, but we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
All right.
See you,
Thanks, Nick. I want to go back and say some things about Truth Teller has said, because Truth Teller, I swear, you are almost verbatim what I had said in our pre-meeting, our chat with Marcus before we got on. And he says, loyalty to him means standing by someone through good and bad, while not necessarily condoning or excusing the bad. But bad choices or decisions don't automatically make you a bad person. You could not have said it almost verbatim for what I was just saying, because that's where loyalty can be good for depending on who you feel is being loyal to you. And it also could be bad based upon what actions you've done to make that loyal friend either stand up to you for the bad behavior and say, we don't condone this behavior, man, you're better than this, snap out of it, whatever the case may be. And I have done these types of things over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's also happened to me where I've gone through a couple of things and I expected some friends to still be around me, and they weren't there. If you've ever made a lot of money, especially when you're younger, and then you didn't have the same kind of money, and you watch some of those friends you thought you had disappear, that's not loyalty. And then if you see someone who is, heading down a wrong path, and you have friends and they don't help you steer clear from that wrong path, that's not loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do agree with the whole. Go ahead, Marcus. You were up top. No.
No, I was just saying, yeah, it's always good to have, you don't want to always be told what you want to hear. So it's yeah,
Sometimes
that's
that tough love.
That's not healthy. Yeah.
Sometimes you need tough love. I mean, I've gotten it. I've given it to people that I like. Sometimes I've had to tell my brother, like, dude, look, you just need to get your shit together, or this is what's going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Well, he's kind of done the same thing with me. He's like, look, it's got to be done this way, or it's not going to happen. And I've done the same thing with other family, and of course, some other close friends, and they've done some really stupid things, and I've still stuck by them.
So right, and see, and it's funny too when you talk about Liz was talking about marriages and relationships. When you talk about someone who is loyal, I don't consider loyalty being someone who, if you've in a bad relationship or a toxic relationship, and that person is either cheating on you or abusing you, loyalty isn't standing by that person. That's not loyalty to me. Loyalty is to yourself. And there was a lot of people, Isabella was saying God, country, family. And I said family, friends, and self. Because at some point in time, you have to be loyal to who you are as an individual, loyal to your ethics and your beliefs. And you say, hey, to myself, if this ever happens to me, this is how I am going to be true to myself and loyal to myself and react in this particular way. So I think there has to be some type of, you can self-love. And I'm not talking about Marcus when he's at home by himself in the cold. I'm talking about self-love. He's like, my hands are warm though, Brian. He said, I've been blowing on them the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Got to get them ready. Stick them over top of the stove.
It's one of those things.
I gotta turn the oven on.
You got to just have that loyalty in yourself to do the right things when the time comes. And if you're loyal to your family, you're going to stick with your family no matter what. And I guarantee you, and we've talked about some of these things before in the past, that your family is probably going to be the hardest relationship you will ever have in life. Your family is the hardest relationship you will ever have in your life. I said that twice. Because you're going to always go through things because you've grown up with each other. You're going to have the things that you want to say to someone. And sometimes you take the kitty gloves and the tact out of it. And you just say it because it's your family members. And sometimes it hurts. And a lot of people get to a point where they're just like, wow, I don't know if I can forgive that. But we are so quick to forgive strangers if they snub our toe when we're walking down the road, or if we have a little small fender bender on the new car we just had. Oh, don't worry about it. We've got insurance, blah, 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 blah. This is an opportunity when you are true to yourself, loyal to your family, loyal to your friends, that these are ways that you can demonstrate that loyalty. Anything? Anyone? Yeah, loyalty can be fluid sometimes, Isabella. Yeah.
You were asking something. I thought you were just.
No, I was just talking to the chat because I kind of want to make sure that we keep those guys into the game. But loyalty is, you can't have blind loyalty. Let me put it that way. Blind loyalty is when
you got to know what you're getting into.
yeah. So when you can go into some places where it could be a conversation, it could be another stream, it could be anything. And you might say, well, I like this person, And so, because I like this person, I'm just going to overlook all the nonsense and all the hatred and all the bashing that this person's done because I think I kind of like this person or it makes me feel good to be here. That's not loyalty to yourself. That's not loyalty to, your whatever ethics I think you people have. That's why I'm just kind of curious about is there levels to this? This is not to say use a term that we grew up on, but if there's levels to loyalty for you guys?
Levels. Mm,
I don't.
know.
Yeah, I don't think there's. Oh, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if there's levels. My whole thing is, like, if I'm gonna let you into my circle, and yeah, that's a tricky one because usually if I'm gonna let you into my inner circle and just befriend me, and if I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets, I would always expect you to just keep that between us. And if you go telling the whole freaking town, I'm gonna be like, man, get out of here. That's
Yeah.
really all I expect. Just be true. Like if we're gonna be real friends, just let's be true to each other. But if I feel like you're gonna betray that trust, it would be real. I'm trying to word this as best I can. That's why I say it's a little bit of a tricky subject for me because I usually don't let people in super easy. I have to get to really know somebody and understand how they are as a person before I can really start putting trust into them. Something like that. It's just that's why I say I don't know if there's really
Well,
levels. I would
yeah,
go ahead.
that's what the conversation guy is saying. He said there's not levels to it. Um, but here, this is what I think when it comes to not necessarily levels. There was a comedian I just saw, and he was saying something to the. Oh no, it wasn't a comedian. It was the Drinks and Discussions ladies' nights, and they were saying that they have friends that they can go out with. They have friends that they can talk on the phone with. They can have friends that want to just invite them to a sporting event, and then they have friends that might want to go with a high-end dinner with other people. And those people aren't mutually exclusive. You can have
They
friends.
are or they aren't.
They are not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
So Marcus and I can go out. We can go to a ball game. We can do all these things. But I might have Jake. I might say, "Hey, Jake, you want to go to this the opera tonight? Because that's your thing." And I'm like, "Okay." I know Marcus is not going to like that. So
Right.
that's where I'm saying that loyalty doesn't mean that it's all encompassing of every aspect of your friendship. You can have different levels of friendship and loyalties when it comes to your friends. And how much loyalty do you expect? I don't expect a whole lot of loyalty from Jake because he lives in Ohio, in Cincinnati. So that level of loyalty is not needed for our level of friendship, right?
Right. Understandable.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that's a good take on it. Good
Now
take.
I'm starting to understand.
Look,
I mean,
real quick,
I would
hold that thought real quick. Just want to say, the truth teller is saying in the chat, and he's kind of mimicking some of the things I'm saying. Loyalty is multidimensional. I believe loyalty also means saying or doing things to help others, even if it comes across as a lecture or tough love. I agree with that as well.
I would say there's more levels of trust than there are levels of
Oh yeah,
loyalty.
you're right. I might be saying intermingling trust and loyalty, in the inappropriate way, but yes.
Yeah, that kind of got me thinking. I'm like, yeah, there's more levels of trust than there are loyalty.
Right.
So I think that's what I was trying to drive at mostly. It takes me a second. That's why I said it's a little bit of a tricky subject with me. But
Yeah, I get it. I hope that I always try to emulate a type of persona that the nature and not the business I'm in for one. You can't be in the nature of business that I'm in without someone saying, "Hey, we trust this guy." Okay.
Right.
And when trust comes loyalty, right? I don't think you can have loyalty without the trust first.
Yeah, there's got to be some level of trust, and
Before you say, I'm going to
there
be
can't.
loyal to this guy, right?
Yeah, there can't be any lack of trust before you start putting loyalty into it. Like you got to
So would,
feel like. Go ahead, Marcus. Yeah, yeah.
oh, I was gonna say, so could you say that? I'm trying to help this make sense to me. So would you say that your level, that your loyalty is dictated by your level of trust? So if you have an immense amount of trust, well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. I was gonna say,
It's
if you have a tremendous amount of trust for someone, or trust in someone, that may or may not mean a greater deal or a lesser deal of loyalty. To your example, Brian, like using Jake, with Jake being, in Ohio, you could have a tremendous amount of respect for him, trust for him, but the loyalty, because of the distance, could not be acted upon in the same way.
right.
I guess I'm trying. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. This might sound weird, but I guess to some, but maybe it just depends on the circumstances. I guess.
Situational. Yeah.
Yeah. Guess it just depends on. Yeah, it just depends on the circumstances.
You know, um, and Jake has just kind of made me start really thinking about the difference between truth and loyalty, and where does that line cross over from one to the other. And if you really think about it, it's really a fine line, because you can't really have one without the other, right?
Without the other. Yeah, it's kind of like light without dark, or heat without cold, or life without death. It's kind of like you gotta have.
Right. And
It's
Truth Teller is saying that his level of loyalty is stronger if you really trust someone, and I think that's what I am going to say here for a quick second. I think what I am trying to articulate right this very moment is this: if I trust you, I am loyal to you to say, "Hey, Brian, I want you to meet me here." It's because I trust you and I'm your friend and loyal. I'm just not going to ask you if I hear something in your voice. I'm just going to show up and go, "Hey, it's my guy. I'm loyal to him to the end, and I'm just going to show up if he needs me to show up. No questions asked." That's not trust. That's loyal. I'm loyal to you because I've already established this trust.
Yeah.
Or even, it didn't even have to be that extreme. I'm loyal to you to say, "You know what? Hey B, I'm down on my luck, man. Can you spot me a Hondo for a week or two?"
Yeah.
My loyalty to you, not necessarily thinking that you're going to pay me back, but just because I'm loyal to you and I don't want to see anything come to harm. That's not trust. That's loyal. Here you go. Don't ask me, Marcus, because I ain't got it today. Wait till payday. Wait.
Well,
payday.
I mean, a Lannister always pays his debts. Now, it's a Game of Thrones thing, but I mean, yeah. So, I mean, if someone was to, yeah, for example, if I needed money, or I would pay them back. But just if I'm just meeting somebody, I've known them for maybe say like a month or two, and I've established some kind of trust, and they go, hey Jake, I need, yeah, for example, I need like maybe $50 in groceries. There would be some level of maybe not groceries, maybe something just like a $50 just for the hell of it. There would be some level of trust with that person, sort of, to be like, yeah, maybe just can I get that back, just whenever you can. And then a couple months down the road, they say, let's say they come into something where they got like $1,000. It's like, hey, can I get that 50 back? It's like, well, what about all this stuff I did for you between now and then? It's like, well, you still owe me money. That kind of lowers that trust a little bit.
Mhm.
It kind of makes me lose that loyalty at the same time. It's like, well, I was there for you. What That's just my example, at least.
Well,
Kinda-
I wanted to make sure it's clear that when you see, and I've said this 1,000 times, and even though we're on the show, I don't think my temperament has changed when it comes to you guys and the people in the chat. It has never changed since we've started this. And because it's hard to change, you should never have to change your temperament if this is who you really are, if you're authentic and being your authentic self. Marcus has never changed his demeanor on these calls. Big Jake has never changed his demeanor on these live streams. That's why I like doing the live streams, because it's really hard to not show who you really are. And I've said this earlier on the stream, even if you're on a live stream, if people are showing you who they are time and time again, believe them. And this is why I continually want to do these things, and I want to bring other hosts and other channels on board, because I want to be able to provide in a world of YouTube hysteria, in a world of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not social media. In the world of social media, where everybody is just jockeying for positions, this is just, I want everybody to feel that this is just a place where you can just come and chill out. And we will talk about things like we did earlier today that are some really hot topics. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to go home and say, you know what? Wow, that was hot. But we came back around. We talked about something a little bit less weight and now heavy. And then, of course, we're going to do Marcus's jokes. And then you feel like, man, that was just a really good, well-rounded stream. That's what we're providing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, without further ado, if the man that looks like the chocolate abominable snowman on the bottom half of the screen because he's so cold,
and instead of a cherry on top, he's got a blueberry on top.
Blueberry. Mr. Ninja Warrior himself, gladiator of all gladiators. And let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. I am pushing 50. And my health is very, very concerning to me, because I'm getting closer to 50. And so when you see some of the videos, and I said this before on the last video, or last live show or anything, I am trying my best to get in shape. And I swear to you, Marcus is still talking about, and we talk about these things. I show him videos and stuff like that before I even post them. And Marcus is like, oh, Brian. And Marcus this is why I don't trust Marcus. We talk about trust and loyalty. I don't trust Marcus for shit. Don't. Because let me tell you something. Marcus be saying shit to make me feel better. He gets me in my feelings, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah. And I've got cousins that do the same thing. I got a cousin. But when we were working out, I mean, my cousin is the only person I ever worked out with where I was throwing up in the bushes. I was working out so hard, and he was not letting me stop. And so I was sitting up there, and I was drinking my water, and all of a sudden I'm in the bushes going, blah, blah, blah. It was that intense. So I'm telling Marcus about all these things, and here goes Marcus. Yeah, Brian, no. Marcus is all soft-spoken. No, Brian, you say, I don't know if I could do that anymore. I don't know if I can. It's like Marcus faking the funk with me, man. He's just trying to build me up to make me feel better. Because I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, I'm like, I see Marcus in person. Marcus is not a small dude. And I'm thinking, I don't look like Marcus. I'm like, look, see, he's my boy, so this is no homo, but I don't think that. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to, but I'm like, I still don't think I'm at Marcus's area yet.
5'10", 197. That's me.
Marcus is jacked, y'all. I don't even care. Look, Marcus is pushing by 5'11", more 5'11" than 5'10", and he, Mr. Gladiator, and he tells me he can't bench press 225. Well, I know Marcus bench presses 225 and catches it in his teeth. I guarantee it.
I don't. But no, I know I could do 185 for sure. I just don't know, and I could probably do 205 pretty easily. I don't know about 225. Not right now. I would need a couple workouts to get there. At least I think so. Anyway, I don't know.
Last time I went to the doctor, I was 6. They checked me. I'm 6'1", and I weighed 287.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, since I started my new, not really new position, I've been in the same place at work, but since I was about starting early summer, I started breaking the trucks down at work. I think over the summer, I lost over 20 pounds.
Mm.
So, you're lifting 30, 40 pound boxes a day off like maybe 12, 15 skids a day. You're going to lose some weight, but
Yep.
I still need to do a little bit more like what cardio.
So
I definitely need to eat better because my eating habits are terrible. Like I will try to eat better, but then I just all of a sudden fall off.
Yeah, you can't eat those pizzas, man. You can't eat those pizzas.
Yeah, I know. I need to stop eating pizza once a week. I need to cut it down to like once a month or something.
Do you cook for yourself, Jake?
See, the thing is, I love cooking, but the thing is, it's just me here. And if I make a whole bunch of food, I sometimes can't get through all the leftovers. So I'll make food for days, and I'm just taking it to work for lunch and stuff. But I still have a lot left over, and it goes bad before I can eat all. Cook too often, or maybe it's just I just need to practice portion control and just cook for 2 or 3 days.
So I'm down. I think the last time you saw me in person, Marcus, I was a little chunky.
Mhm.
I admit. I was at about 205. I'm down to 194 right now.
Oh dang!
And let me tell you why. It's not just the exercise.
That's good.
I have been since November 1st. I have not had one single beer.
Oh wow!
And let me tell you, Marcus can attest to this. I can drink my Coors Light, Miller Lights, beers. I could probably have 9 to 10 of those beers and still be like fine. Not a problem. I can drink beer. If you want to see me just drinking socially and having a good time, beers are my thing. Especially if I go whiskey first and then hit the beers, I can go all night. No problem.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get stocky like Marcus. I'm trying to slim down, and then also kind of working on my V. I'm working on my V. I'm asking my wife if I can actually do a shirtless video in the girl when I'm working out for Liz, and then if she says it's okay for me to do that at least one time, I'm gonna get my little V going down there. I'm gonna show everybody that. I
know Liz was wanting us to do push-ups topless earlier.
Yeah, she wants us to do that. Take off your shirt challenge. That who's the guy who plays Spider-Man and Jake Gyllenhaal and a couple other people did?
Tobey Maguire.
No, it was the newest one. Who's the guy who plays the newest one?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yes. And that dude's
Tom
cut,
Holland.
dude. That dude's cut. He's short, but he's still a cut dude.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be seeing me do nothing topless. Count me out. Nope.
Jake said, he'll do the commentating while Marcus and I, whoever else wants to do it. That's fine.
I'll be the one standing over there going like, "You're worthless, brother. You need to do better, brother. You know what I'm talking about, brother? Lift those weights, brother."
What's that? Don't tell me. Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right, brother.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, brother. That's what I mean, brother. You gotta do what I'm telling you, brother.
The Hulkster. I like it.
Dude, like literally every word out of his mouth, the periods of his sentences are broad. You know what I mean, brother?
So, okay. Marcus, are you ready yet for the dad jokes? Or are we still getting some fluff for the audience?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. So, I just want you guys to know that I used to be addicted to soap. but I'm clean now.
Oh my gosh.
So, so why was the cop crying
Wait,
while
wait, wait,
writing me a
wait, wait,
ticket?
wait, wait. You gotta like give the people a chance to digest because there's a little bit of delay. Digest the
Okay.
nonsense we just heard. I was addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. Let me take a drink on that one. I just want.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are. Well, I hope you guys are watching this. Flaky Jake is like, Marcus, you like that one? You didn't get any. You didn't get any booze or whatever she does when she's like, eh.
Oh, the groan.
The groan. Yes, the groan.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Up for the next one.
So why was the cop crying while he was writing me a ticket? That's a shocker, right?
Why was the cop crying while writing you a ticket?
Oh no.
Oh.
It was a moving violation.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny. I actually kind of like that one.
Yeah,
I think that one is your best one in a long while so far. That one
Okay.
is a good one.
He's
Hold
had
on.
some good ones. He's had some.
Moving violation.
Thumper 88 said that one stunk.
Well,
Referencing the soap one.
The soap one, yeah, okay.
Get it? Cause
Yeah.
soap, yeah.
Got it. I just got that too when I had to replay it in my mind a couple of times. Like, oh, I'll get it. It stunk.
Oh man! Wow.
Thumper's back, y'all. Thumper's back.
Welcome back, brother.
Brother, get to the chopper.
I can't do
Was
all
that good? Is that good? Was that good? Was that okay? I don't know.
It was
That was pretty
decent.
good.
It was good. Okay.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
What is that?
Well, that was my best drill sergeant Arlie Ermy impression.
Oh,
Truth
yeah,
teller
yeah.
was like, he's like, I could picture Jake sounding like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Got it. Gotcha.
From now on, you're Gomer Pyle. Do you like that name?
You actually kind of sound like him. Now that I know who you were imitating, I know exactly because he just passed away like a couple years back.
Who is this now?
Yeah, Gunnery Sergeant Arlie Ermy.
He was
from,
in everything,
Oh,
but he was in a lot of stuff. I'm trying to think of other movies he was in. He was in. He was in Life.
was it Predator? Was it Predator or
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw?
Marcus. He's the sheriff, the older sheriff in Life, the guy with the scar.
Oh,
Same guy.
the one with Eddie Murphy and
Yeah, and Martin Lawrence. He's the same character. That same guy who's playing that character played the sergeant, but he's also in Glory or some other. Because he was a real life sergeant. He was in the army.
Yeah, he was a Marine. He was
Marine.
a gunnery. He was a gunnery sergeant in the Marines. If you've ever seen that show Lock and Load with Arlie Ermy or Gunny Time, oh my gosh, like there's a complete episode of Lock and Load where he does like shotguns, pistols, tanks, artillery, stuff like that. It's so cool, man. Like he'll start from like the early days of those weapons all the way to current times. And then he had this show called Mail Call with Gunny or something like that. That guy was not only was he a great Marine, he was a great like actor.
He was a character actor, yeah. He was in so many more movies than you probably actually remember him in. He was just that. He's the guy that was in that thing that you saw.
Have you seen there was a Geico commercial and where he's like the guy's sitting in a therapist's office and he's like the guy's like, and there's
it is a
what
Geico
makes me
commercial.
sad, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like, that's interesting. You know what makes me sad? You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby Pamby Land where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
I remember that actually. How do you remember that commercial? But of all things, that commercial.
I love that commercial, dude. Like he's just sitting there talking to him and like blows up on him. I'm like, oh no, it's not a commercial without that explosive voice, you know? And
Okay, Marcus,
God,
do you have one more? Or that was it?
I don't know. Do you want me to? Do y'all want me to hit you with one more, or do you want me to leave it at that?
I want one more. Give me another
yeah,
one.
come on, one more.
Okay, this one may not be as great, but so what do you call it when James Bond takes a bubble bath or takes a bath?
James Bond takes a bubble bath?
Or no, James Bond takes a bath.
Takes a
Oh,
bath.
takes a bath of
00. Sub-Zero. I have no idea.
stop trying, Marcus. Just let him
Yeah.
have it.
I almost blew it, and y'all were close to it. It's Bubble 07.
Bubble 07. I knew it had to be something. I was close.
Ooh.
I was close. I was trying my hard. One of these times I'm gonna get it, even if I haven't already heard it. I'm just gonna catch it.
Bubble 07.
All right. Let's say goodnight because I know
no.
Jake has got to work. Are they calling him in for another shift? So let's do our goodbyes, and we want to thank everyone for joining us. So let's start with Big Jake first.
Yeah, just my usual thing, stay happy, healthy, be safe. If I don't see any of you guys between now and then, have a happy Thanksgiving,
Oh, you're gonna see him on Sunday. You're gonna see him on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. I was just saying, just anybody else. And I wanted to say that you don't have to be religious to be thankful for something. I mean, everything you see here, I'm glad I'm being able to wake up every morning and be able to go to work and come home and, give my dad a phone call or my mom or go see my niece or my brother, something like that. Just it doesn't even have to be Thanksgiving, man. Just, be thankful every day for what you got because you never know. We're never promised tomorrow. So, and, my grandma, my uncle, and all them, they always told me just live every day like it's your last. You know what I mean? Be happy. Treat each other good. Be good to each other.
Amen, bro. Mr. Marcus, you're up next, sir.
Yeah. No, I no, glad to be here. Yeah, forgive me if I a bit distracted tonight and just overall just distracted and tired and still catching up from the weekend. And then playing catch up at work too. So but no, it's always fun to get out here and hang with you guys. So the folks in the chat and banter back and forth. So I'll have a little bit more energy next week for you.
So I want to say this, and I typically don't say these types of things at the end, but I want to make sure that I leave you guys with a light heart when you leave here. When I bring conversations to the table or to these live streams, if it's about racism, if it's about politics, I am putting trust in all of you that we are all mature enough, intellectual enough to have a discourse among ourselves in a positive manner where no one is disparaging anybody else because of what they believe or how they believe or what they think or how they think. And we got a little heated there, and I'm hoping that people are not going to leave this stream when we talked about the first thing, saying that, Drinks and Discussions said this about this person or called this person something, because it's never my intention, and I know I'm speaking for the other people on the panel, it's never our intentions to call people out of their name or to project something on them that is not. And I feel like the interactions with me and specifically with Mr. B, that it can probably would be misconstrued as being something that it wasn't. And so if that is the case, I want to make sure that everybody's aware that was not my intention to call anyone on this panel a racist or even or even imply that. It was just to spur more conversation, and that's why I asked for more clarification in the comments that were being posed. And I'm hoping that we all feel as if, you know, that's how we left it, and there are no hard feelings between Mr. B. And I hope that that doesn't make him. I know he had to go get some other stuff. He was looking at the biggest, largest rocket that ever is going to be launched. I think he's going to watch that tonight. So I think he left, but I hope he feels that that was the case, and that was not my intention to call him anything or allude to the fact that he is anything.
Yeah.
Now that that's being said, I want to say this also. I am going to call it right now and let everybody know that we will not be live next Tuesday. The reason I'm saying that is because there are going to be some travel plans going on between our hosts. And then also during the holiday Thanksgiving week, I do a lot of things with my family, and we also do family live streams, not on YouTube, but between our family members. Plus, we're getting the Christmas trees out, and we're decorating, and we're planning foods, and all this other stuff. And I've got a lot of work happy hours that I'm going to be on. So unfortunately, we are not going to be live on next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's why I said, just in case I don't hear or see anybody, that's why I said happy Thanksgiving, everybody, just in case.
So, and by the way, Flicky Jake, I would love to talk about religion on another date, and I'm not afraid for any topic or anybody that feels as if what I'm saying is offensive to whatever they believe. Because what I'm saying is not about being offensive. It's just, but that's how I feel. If people are offended by it, if I come from a place where I'm telling you I'm not trying to offend you, and if you still get offended, that's on you. That's not on me. So anyway, having said that, I want to tell everybody that we are doing another live with the Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night, and they've got another host that's joining them. And if you missed a little bit of the teaser live last week, this one's going to be even better, because they're going to go full deep on. They're talking about like sex over 40. They're talking about all these types of things, and I'm like, I don't think the guys could get away with some of the stuff they're talking about. I don't really think we could. And then, Jake, you are invited, in case you did not get that ping on Discord, but reach out to Ghostly Girl on Discord, and they want you to be on their next. There's not live, so you can they just record those shows for true crime, Drinks and Discussions true crime. So reach out to Ghostly Girl on Discord and make sure that you can set up a time where you can be available when they record that show. I want them to go live. I want them to go live one time as well, just to talk about some of the things that they talk about. That's going to be phenomenal if they ever go live.
And in case she's watching, I'll shoot her a message tomorrow, and we'll set up all that. And because I definitely want to be part of that too. That's fun.
So, and I'm looking at the chat. Everybody is welcome to join the Ladies' Night stream. I just give them the platform. Instead of seeing our ugly mugs, you're going to just see women on the stream. I'm not involved on it. I'll chat. If they want me to, I'll produce it, and I'll help them put videos up there if they want to have it. But men are most welcome to join the chat and watch the stream, give their perspective, because we bring in the chats into their conversation as well.
Can you believe what this clown just said about us?
What?
Ugly mugs. Are you kidding me? What the hell?
Who? What? When? Where? What?
He just said you don't have to look at our ugly mugs. What the hell, dude?
I got
this
low
is the
self-esteem.
money maker right here. Dude.
I got low self-esteem. What can I say? I tried to bring my low self-esteem on y'all. I'm sorry. So anyway, also Sunday, I will post the time we are going to do Sunday. But Sunday, and I'm telling you this, guys. I know Jake's got my back. I'm not sure where Marcus's loyalties lie, but but I will be Sunday on Drinks and Discussions with the Paqui One Chip Challenge, ready to go. I'm tired of looking at this thing. I am so stoked to do this because I just think that I'm going to be okay with it. But I also think it's going to be hilarious if I'm saying I'm going to be okay with it and I'm going to be like the worst person crying, snot bubble coming out my nose, and just like having to go to the bathroom immediately. So
I'm just waiting for it to show up, man. Once it gets here, hey,
it's coming, Jacob.
we gonna do it.
It's going to be good. So let me give a quick thank you, Liz, for showing up on time. Your punctuality is probably held in question a lot of times, but today you surprised us all and showed up on time. So we appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So also,
I was the one late today.
Well, that was your absence was an acceptable absence. Liz is not even a call in. I'm running late. I'll be there in 15 minutes. She just shows up when she wants to because she thinks she owns the place, but that's okay. We'll let her do that. So, Truth Teller said something that I want to make sure everybody's aware of. Mark your calendars because Liz, this is not something that we do normally on Sunday. This will be a Sunday live stream, not a Tuesday live stream. So this is going to be Sunday. I'm going to put some things on the community page or the community tab. I'll be sending out more and more stuff. I may even try to get one of these guys or both of these guys to help me do a promo prior to Sunday. Cowboys play at 3 o'clock. Hopefully we'll play at 3:20. So hopefully we can do this before that game and we'll be happy. So Isabella, great to see you. Glad you're back. Liz, Flaky Jake, we appreciate you always. Truth Teller, you're my guy always. I appreciate you even on the videos that I post. Truth Teller is always there. He's liking, he's commenting, he's saying things, and he engages other people when they have things to say on the videos that we post. So Truth Teller, I appreciate that. Mr. B, you're my guy. I really appreciate your commentary. And even sometimes we butt heads, man, you're still welcome here. And I never take anything personal with, just because we disagree on things. And you and I's engaging one another is exactly what I expected from Drinks and Discussions, because I don't want people always sitting here and being of like mind in the conversations that we have. The conversation guy, you're also a really great friend of the channel. We appreciate you as well because you also are out there with us when we post videos and do all these things on when they're not live as well. Thumper 88, appreciate you, buddy. Don't feel like we're whistling out on you. If you're expecting us to do the one chip challenge, I kind of wanted to do it today, but again, Jake didn't get his chip. It was supposed to be delivered earlier this afternoon, and then also in the late hours, nobody wants to be. It's 10 o'clock here. Nobody wants to be eating a hot chip, struggling in bed. My wife's gonna be mad at me because I'm burping and getting up and going back and forth to the bathroom. Nobody wants to hear all that stuff. Appreciate that. Who am I missing, guys? Who am I missing that we did not talk about from the chat? Anybody? If I did, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to miss anybody. We got Thumper, we got Flaky Jake, we got Isabella, we got just for fun.
We got my girl just for fun.
Just for fun. Man, thank you for always watching. I want to hear more from you, by the way, just for fun. You got more material. You got a lot of things to say. I want you to feel free to make sure that when you are on, that you are free to kind of come in and provide the commentary that you're so good at. And also, outside of just for fun, Vegas Joker, we appreciate you as well for being part of it. I'm sorry if I missed everybody because it was a 2-hour stream. And I'm sure I missed some people in the comments, but I want to make sure that you guys are all appreciated, and we want to see you guys on Sunday. Big Jake,
oh yeah,
Marcus, Brian, Nick, all the others. We are Drinks and Discussions. We appreciate everything from you guys, and we will see you special edition on Sunday. And don't forget Thursday's ladies' night. So good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Ta-ta for now.
Either.